Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. It is Thursday, August 25th, 2011. We are in a new chapter. We are in Mark chapter 9, verse 1. And he said to them, "Truly I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the kingdom of God after it has come with power." And after 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter and James and John and led them up a high mountain by themselves, and he was transfigured before them, and his clothes became radiant, intensely white, as no one on earth could bleach them. And there appeared to them Elijah with Moses, and they were talking with Jesus. And Peter said to Jesus, "Rabbi, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah." For he did not know what to say, for they were terrified. And a cloud overshadowed them, and a voice came out of the cloud, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." And suddenly looking around, they no longer saw anyone with them, but Jesus only. Alright, first of all, Jesus tells them that some of them in that group are going to see the kingdom of God come with power. And then he takes some of them up a mountain after 6 days, and they see the kingdom of God come with power. So, the scriptures aren't that hard to figure out. I've heard this taught so many times, and it's sort of a mystery, but, if you just read a little further, that happens so many times in scriptures. If you read a little further, it will explain itself. So, they go up on a mountain, and they get Moses and Elijah, and that represents the law and the prophets, and Jesus is transfigured. So, he is the king. This is the kingdom of God. They're getting to see. It's like a taste of it. They're not going to get to stay up there on the mountain, but they're getting to taste it. And it's a scary thing when you see Jesus in all his glory. And Peter, he's kind of scared. He says, "Well, let's just kind of make 3 tents here, and we can all camp out here." He didn't know what he was saying. He just, sometimes people just talk just to talk. I've done that, certainly. So I can understand. But then a voice comes from heaven and it says, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." So, in other words, you got Moses and you got Elijah, and they're important, but ultimately you need to listen to Jesus. So, I don't really know if I need to go a whole lot longer than that. It's kind of a short version today, but, that's the main point. Just listen to Jesus. And you don't need to see what they saw, and that was pretty cool, and Peter would talk about it later in his letter. 2 Peter, I believe he refers to it. When they saw him on the holy mountain, they were eyewitnesses, Peter, James, and John. But you don't need to have that kind of experience to know Jesus is the king. He's risen from the dead, and you know that. So listen to him, and whatever he says, do. All right, come back tomorrow for the next edition of Take 5.